All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to call the October 16th, 2025 Harahan Council meeting to order. Madam Clerk, pledge, please.
Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Councilman Asbill.
Present.
Councilman Buddy.
Present.
Councilman Chatelain.
Present.
Councilman Johnston.
Present.
Councilman Ricks.
Present.
Mayor Bodier.
Present.
Police Chief LaPree. Fire Chief St. Cyr is absent. Finance Director Todd Turnion. City Attorney Scott Stansberry. Myself, Carrie Hughes, as clerk, is present. Mayor's announcements.
No mayor's announcements, Madam Clerk. Councilman Ricks would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add ordinance number 2025-16 for first reading from the floor.
Second.
We have a second by Councilman Asbill. We'll allow it over for public hearing. Anyone want to speak for or against? No one coming forth. Council discussion? If not, call for the vote.
What's this one about?
So it's about the servitude or the setback set on Colonial Club, where the requirement was reduced to 40 feet, we're trying to get there's a current setback of 45 feet on part of the street, and there is this 40-foot setback on the remainder of the street. We're trying to make it all 40 feet. And
Which side of Colonial is
The new
this?
side.
it is on the new side, the west side of Colonial. It's all the new homes.
It's about 15 lots. The
Right.
setback's 45 feet, and roughly the other 15 lots, the setback's 40 feet.
Right.
We did that originally when we put the ordinance in place in 2021. And some people having problems getting their plans to fit into the building criterias. So we asking if we could just make it all 40 feet instead of 45 feet. With the setback, it's giving them too many restrictions to get the size houses they need to
Really?
accommodate the property.
And that's the 150-foot deep lots.
And they'll still have the
Yes.
same setbacks on the side. I want to say it was 6 and,
Okay.
But
We've
yeah.
all we're doing is,
Just bring it up from the
Just
floor.
first
Bring it up from the floor.
yep,
First reading.
thank you.
All right, all in favor?
Yeah, yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays, Madam Clerk.
Okay.
2025-36 is added to the agenda for first reading. Thank you.
Okay. Special presentations. We have Wilton Barron with the VFW tonight.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Yes, sir.
How are you all tonight?
Amazing.
I'm glad to be here. My name is Wilson Barron. I'm the Senior Vice Commander for the Post 3267 in Harahan. I've come to give you some bullet points on what we are doing there and what we're achieving through our veterans and for our veterans. We are all veterans of some kind of conflict or war. We try to help other veterans within this perimeter, but we reach out to all veterans, whether it's are they in a conflict or not. Here in Harahan, we believe that the service, it doesn't stop when military service ends. It starts when you get out to help other veterans to achieve what they need to have through their life. Community, we reach out to all the schools. We have the Americanism Awards that go into all the schools from kindergarten to high school. And we award money prizes to them for their writings of patriotism to our country. We support our veterans. We have quite a few different programs that we help the veterans on. We work with the veterans in the reserve home. We have Louisiana Hospice Association that deals with the hospice veterans, and we support them by giving them whatever they need to achieve their goal in helping the veterans. We each month our post meets. We have our monthly meeting, and in that we discuss what we can do to help veterans, in whether it's in the VA, going to the VA hospital, educating them on all the things that they need to have to get their percentages, to help them get their income and disabilities. Our post has one of the biggest halls in Harahan, which we rent as a discount, and we have quite a few different people that come in, and we have all different types of, we have dances, they have like community service that we give them for free if they're within the community, and we have different seminars, mental health seminars, veteran seminars, that kind of thing that we give them every month. In 3267, we're just not veterans, we're neighbors, and we try to help everybody we can. We help veterans that come in, and either they have problems with, and they come into our city to vacation or whatever, we help them. We've had that quite a few times where people needed help. They were robbed or something with money, and they needed money or help to get there. We give them bus tickets or whatever they need to do. But we try to serve all of the people within our community and help in every way that we can. And I appreciate the time that you've given me.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you, sir.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for your service.
Okay, approval of minutes, reading of the minutes of the council meeting on September 18th, 2025.
Can I have a motion to dispense with the reading of minutes? We have a motion by Councilman
Second.
Asbell to dispense with the reading of the minutes. We'll open for public hearing. Anyone want to speak for or against? No one coming forward. We'll now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Chatelain to dispense with the reading of the minutes. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
Approval of the minutes of the council meeting on September 18th, 2025.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbell to approve the minutes. We'll now open for public hearing. Anybody want to come speak for or against? Please come to the podium. No one coming forward. Now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Ricks to approve those minutes. All in favor?
Yay.
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays, Madam Clerk.
Okay, no communications, resolutions. Proposed Resolution 2025-17. The following resolution was offered by Councilman Chatelain. A resolution of the City of Harahan committing to cover all design costs and construction costs and any change orders in excess of state funding for FP&C Project 50-MC1-21-01 for emergency sewer collection and treatment system overhaul.
Okay, anyone want to speak on proposed resolution number 2025-17? Please come to the podium. No one coming forward. We'll now close public hearing. Council discussion.
Do we have any idea what cost is going to be? Is this an open checkbook or what?
No, this is, what happened, this is the project we got through FP&C, and every time we've broken it down into 5 phases. There's a 25% match, and we match it as we go. This, I believe, is this lift station centric?
Sorry, this is the blower motors
Oh,
that
this
are
is the
currently
blowers,
out for
okay.
bid, so we don't know a cost yet. I think the bids are due November 10th.
Yes, it's out for bid. The third bid that we bidded yesterday was the second bid going out. We're waiting for the third bid to come in. Of course, we'll have a 25% match on this. So we think that the blower motors, I'm gonna wildly guess,
This is state
around
required.
600,
Yes.
and with a 25% match, which we do have the funds to match. But the plant needs the blowers really bad. That's what the smell is that you're smelling at night, is just because in time, we've gotten really efficient with the sewer system itself, the collection system, and what we've done is tried to stop sand infiltration. So when we've done that, we've actually stopped freshwater infiltration. The plant really kind of worked well with the freshwater infiltration, but getting both doesn't help. So the plant's become very efficient. The problem is the blowers are so old now. I think they're 50+ years old. They just can't handle what's there. And the new blowers come in are just, current, and we can isolate different chambers when we need them. And the purpose is to try to keep the plant alive and then upgrade the blowers and the electricals of the blowers at the same time. It's something that truly has to be done no matter what. It's the heartbeat of the plant. And FP&C has allowed us to break this down into 5 projects. And this is I believe, phase 2 or 3. But we're right there. I mean, it's something that we truly need. So about 25% of 600 is going to be the cost to answer
So
your
my
question.
question is,
blowers.
this is we got like $4 or $5 million to redo the plant, correct? All right,
$4,705,000.
so we got to come with 25%. So we have an idea that we had to come up with $1 million.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to be divided up to 5 phases.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all for
Yes,
one.
sir.
Okay,
It's the
thank
same
you.
thing we did for lift station 6.
That's fine.
Yes, sir.
The state's requirement.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And it was fortunate that they allowed us to break it down like this. That way we wouldn't have to upfront that one big check. So we
So
can.
we have the funds to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll
thank
tell you, I wouldn't be generally in favor of this, because it is kind of open-ended, but it's a resolution, so it's not actually a budget ordinance that's allocating funds, so that's where I'm at.
And the only question I have, and we addressed it previously, but I just want to readdress it. We signed a contract for an engineering work,
Yes, sir.
when it was going to be primarily civil engineering. What's the status of that contract? Because I know there's engineering now.
It's a fixed cost for the engineering cost was fixed at the $4,705,000. It was, the state actually determines that cost, and that will be the cost. Their fee will never change, no matter how we
Okay, but
break it
they're
down.
the engineers on this project also?
They're the engineers.
Junius?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I thought there was a second engineering firm in the loop on the plant work.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Thank you, council.
Ordinances for approval, proposed ordinance 2025-9. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman Chatelain. An ordinance amending ordinance number 2018, the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025 for the city of Harahan, Louisiana.
All right, anyone want to speak on proposed resolution number 2025-9? Please come to the podium. No one coming forward. We'll now close public hearing. Council discussion.
Council, this is just a open budget ordinance for the 2025 year. If you have suggestions for amendments to the 2025 budget, we can handle those. Otherwise, my intent is to defer it.
Deferring it again?
Yes, sir. Unless you have suggestions for
Well,
amendments.
the only thing I have on, one is, I looked at the senior budget, and y'all want to reduce down to 40,000. And the senior budget, we had employees with the city in the beginning of the year, and they got paid, and before Harahan Inc. took over in March, and we had expenses of like $20,000 because they had payroll, and then they had some other stuff that they had charged to that when the city had it before the group took over. So we'll go with the $40,000 budget because it wouldn't be fair to that group, because we already paid like $10,000, $15,000 in salaries to the two people that were there the first 2.5 months of the year that were hired by the city. So if you're deferring it, that's fine. So we can, when we do finally pass it, we need to increase that budget from 40 to, I figured about 80 because of the increase in monies that we have with electricity and stuff like that, because they had them running in the beginning, and now the new group has it as of March.
Yeah, we can make an amendment. I would say part of that, though, is we've got to figure out, because they're also managing it and raising money through rentals and stuff, so that
Right.
money's got to go towards operation of the senior
Right, right.
budget. So we just got to figure out what that balance is.
Well, I'm not questioning that, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm
We just gotta
I'm
figure out
just
what the
saying,
balance is.
we have to be fair, because they got to pay for electricity,
I
and
understand.
they have to pay, we want to make sure we don't charge them for these people's salary that we charge the first 2.5 months of the year. They had nothing to do with that, it was the city.
I understand.
And also, we have an issue, Mayor mentions to one of your personnel in the office, they're being charged for the soap and the paper towels, and I talked to you earlier, and they're being charged by, what's the name of that company? Tanti, what's the name of the company, Richard? Cintas, yeah. And the city signed the contract, and you and I had spoken, you said, yeah, we're going to take over, and Cintas keeps going and giving them the group the bill, and the bill has not been paid yet, but Cintas hadn't stopped giving the service. So would you please straighten that out
Yes,
with
sir. I
with the
thought I had it
personnel?
addressed.
Those are,
'Cause-
I'm just going to make note of that, but, you know, when you enter a contract with a uniform company like Cintas, they are very, very stringent in making sure that that contract sticks.
I thought we addressed it. I'm
So,
sorry.
you had
I
to-
will have it addressed now.
You have to make sure that that is done properly, because you can really get hemmed up in that. And the other thing I would like to ask while I'm speaking on this matter is, do we have a city oversight committee or something that shows, what they're taking in and what the expenses are.
That would be
to
you,
the-
Mr. Ricks. We could meet with Senior Center Inc. and we're gonna have that discussion, because I'm actually gonna set up a meet with Mr. Kiddock and we could have that discussion, but we're gonna be the one to oversee that, city council.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. So we know what's happening, and then we can provide funding as needed, right? Yes. Okay.
Are you finished, Mike?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Eric, the city council can't meet with them unless we have an open meeting. So we probably do need,
I'm saying a couple of us could meet here and there,
yeah, and then those, whoever's on that quote subcommittee can report back to the council.
Correct.
Well, I think it's important, in that same note, to be sure that the senior center, outside of what they're raising themselves, that we are able to provide for them, for the seniors and the senior services, so they don't run short of funding, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
We have a motion by Councilman Asbill
Wait,
to
one more-
defer.
One more comment. And it just regards discussing additional money for a department. We're in the midst of a projected multi-$100,000 deficit. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of departments with needs, but we haven't figured out how we're going to close the gap on the deficit yet. Just a comment. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Asbill to defer, second by Councilman Chatelain. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, 2025-9 is deferred.
Proposed ordinance 2025-15. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain and seconded by Councilman
Second.
Asbill. The following ordinance was proposed by, I wrote that twice. An ordinance to sell property owned by the City of Harahan, provided for the procedure to be utilized pursuant to the provisions of Louisiana Revised Statute 334712 in sequence, which provides for the sale, exchange, or lease of property by a municipality.
Okay, anyone want to speak on proposed ordinance number 2025-15? Please come to the podium. I'm sorry.
439 West Avenue is the address.
439 West. Okay, no one coming forward. We'll now close public hearing. Council discussion.
you didn't want to come forward?
Council, I spoke to the property owners today, and we just got an appraisal letter that was given to us maybe yesterday, and I don't think we're ready to procedurally make sure this is done properly tonight. Talked to the property owners, and I'm requesting a deferral to the November meeting at the latest. If there's something we can figure out before then, perhaps we can have a special meeting and get it done sooner if possible. There is a sale of property that's pending. There's a sale of a few properties in Harahan that's pending and are contingent upon this happening. If it can happen, then we just gotta make sure we do it right. I move to defer. Happy to hear discussion.
Yeah, so I do want to just say that I know that 439 West, that they're trying to get something done. And I think I had some conversation with Scott Stansberry earlier. This also involves Jefferson Parish's legal team as well, before we're able to do anything.
Right, so whatever we do has to be passed to the parish attorney because there's parish servitudes involved as well.
Right, yeah.
What's unique about this property is we have these little pieces of property all over the city. And one thing that I've been trying to do is try to get these properties to where the city doesn't have to maintain them. Like perfect example, Pedro's Ditch. It's all chained in, it's between Pedro's, it's between Mayo and Pedro's, and and it would behoove us to get the neighbors to actually bring their yard all the way back, because now there's a ditch just between them and there, which over time collects stuff. So we have these little pieces all over the city, and I think they're cumbersome on a city to try to maintain. And I definitely think there's a cost advantage of getting them back and having property owners that are affixed or adjacent to it to help them maintain them. It would help the city out a lot.
Well, I asked Scott this earlier about, if we could allow them use in perpetuity, but I think you said that. Same issue.
Same issue.
Right.
So we are working on it, but this is a case that will set precedents for years to come for the city of Harahan on how we do this procedurally from here on out. And so we just think certainly think the all parties involved for their patience. All right, we have a motion to defer by Councilman.
Wait. I've got some comments. I want to move this along as quickly as possible also, but I had an opportunity to read an Attorney General opinion that Scott sent to me yesterday evening. And they have some requirements in here for that, that has to be in the ordinance. I think everybody's probably aware of them. But the way I'm reading is, we need to have in the ordinance, survey, the appraisal, a purchase agreement, and the purchase price has to be stated in the article, and it's got to stand for 15 days before we act on it in order to allow the public, and this is Louisiana law, this is not a Harahan ordinance, this is Louisiana law, to allow somebody to object. And then, after we vote on it, whenever it comes to that, the ordinance can't take effect for 7 days, 10 days, 7 to 10 days. So we pass it, assuming we pass it. It's not effective until sometime afterwards. But and so my question, and I'll defer the answer to City Council
Yeah.
Clerk and Jason, you're really knowledgeable of these issues. A lot of changes to make to this, and I don't think, if we don't have all of that in it, I don't think we meet that 15-day period to allow someone in the public to object.
Yeah, which is,
So we need to get this ordinance,
if,
I don't know if we can amend it.
I don't think we have enough information to amend it tonight, which is the reason I
Right.
mentioned a special meeting perhaps.
Yeah.
With it more than 15 days before our November meeting, to maybe have the special meeting to amend it, to let it sit for the 15 days so that it's a valid approval into November meeting.
Yeah. And if we amended it, and it only sits for 15 days, it meets all the advertisement requirements of a general ordinance.
I guess my question is,
That's a good, yeah.
And we all want to do this right, and I think it
Right.
can be done right. We just got to make sure we don't cut a corner,
Yeah, I mean,
and it's not.
Would we be
as long
able
as,
to?
as long as we publicize, I would think, as long as we publicize the special meeting, we do everything right at that meeting, the original publication date would date back to the original ordinance. We'd have to look at that, but.
So we would have to get everything together, advertise for a special meeting, which would take how many days?
3
One.
days.
You can do it in 24 hours, can't you?
Well, we have a few days.
Okay.
Like, so I have to turn it in, like, so I want to advertise on Wednesday, I have to turn it in Friday night.
Well, what about Jefferson Parish?
There's two main issues. One, the street is dedicated as a public road. So it goes beyond the statute you're saying, because the street has been dedicated. The records go back a long way, so Carrie Eustace has been doing a great job trying to research it, but there's some issues that need to be addressed. That's one of the main issues.
So we would have to undedicated.
If it's not for public use. And then number two is, there's a servitude evidently that Jefferson Parish needs access to. That needs to be addressed. So those are the two main issues on top of the appraisal, if it's worth anything.
So the survey should indicate the Jefferson Parish, if it's the Jefferson Parish right away.
Drainage servitude.
Yeah, but I mean, a properly done servitude would show us that, and we would sell it subject to that servitude. Now, I haven't spoken with the parish attorneys, but I don't know if it's more complicated than that. It would be purchased with the existing
You would
servitude.
still keep a 15 to 20-foot servitude in the back of the property.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 10-foot servitude down my backyard.
But-
It goes with the property. So I don't know that that's gonna be an obstacle, but I don't wanna say it's not, but if it's just a Jefferson Parish. Yeah, that's why you need a survey. You need a survey that indicates all the liens and things
Parameters.
applied against the property. So we would all recognize that in the survey. In the quote, legal description, we need a legal description to sell a piece of property. We don't have that. You know, saying it's behind the street address isn't adequate.
I guess one of the things that I was saying is, and Scott, you may know this more than any of us, with Jefferson Parish and their drainage servitude, is this even feasible to do in
That's what we're trying to,
a couple weeks? Yeah.
I mean, that's not.
But what with Jefferson Parish, what are they saying they need to, to the extent they need to be involved? I mean, they have a
They
servitude.
just want to ensure their servitude.
Yeah, we just need,
Whatever we
yeah.
sign with them, she just wants to read it and make sure the proper language is in it, saying like, you can't build on it, but we'll have access
I'm hoping
to
that
it.
that servitude is showing on an existing survey.
Those are all issues that need to be.
Right.
Yep.
But that's why, we need a survey. There's 4 or 5 documents that we need
Yep.
in advance of approval. And the undedicating a road, can that be included in the ordinance if we amend the ordinance? Is it, I don't know what's involved in undedicating
It
a
needs
road.
to be an ordinance, but that we need to see if we can. There's a lot of issues that need to be addressed.
Yep.
In tonight's
I'm going to ask this question to the city attorney and the clerk. Can we set a special meeting date now? And if we can't get this paperwork together prior to that special meeting, then we cancel a special meeting? That way we wouldn't have to go through the hold-up process, waiting to advertise and everything else if we set the special meeting while we had, public council meeting now.
What would you suggest? I mean, this is a lot of information.
Oh, it's a lot. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's a
saying. I
lot.
mean, I think we need to set a special meeting in 10 days.
I don't think you can do it in 10, but I'm game to try.
And if we can't get it done, we'd have to cancel that
You-
meeting.
You
Yeah.
can't get a survey done in 10 days. You
I
can't
would-
get it, you
Yeah, I would suggest it as,
can't get an appraisal done in 10 days if it's done properly.
I would suggest November 3rd, which gives us a couple of weeks.
That's stretch, but I'm game to
But,
try.
I mean, no, that's the cutoff date to have it sit for 15 days before you approve it, so.
So if
We
we
may
can't
need to
get
have
it
a
done,
special
if
meeting.
we can't get it done before that, we're gonna have a special meeting after the November meeting
Yep,
to finalize it.
yep.
But I'm fine with setting that meeting now. That way we don't have to go through the advertising process.
So what the city needs is a team leader, take input from everybody and come up with the revisions to the document, and then to check off and decide somebody to do what needs to be done. And part of what
Happy to
needs to
take
be
that.
done also is, I'd say, we need a purchase agreement. We need an agreement that says they're gonna pay the appraised value plus it also says that we need to recover our costs.
So I think we need to put that in place after we have the survey. Because we can't get a purchase agreement till we know the legal
Well, you can
description
start
of the
working on
property.
it. Again, you can't do it a purchase
But
agreement
that's what I'm
overnight.
saying. That's why we're gonna have to, that's why I'm saying we'll give it till November 3rd. If y'all available, we'll set a special meeting for 6:30, November 3rd. And if we could get everything done prior to that, great. If we can't, it's gonna roll to the November meeting, and then we would have to have another special meeting to approve it after the November meeting if everything passes.
Which, let's be honest, we're gonna have a special meeting for budget anyway, so we can add it on that. So I would move to defer, and then, once we do that, we can amend the agenda to add a new business to select the meeting date if we like.
Before we defer, do you know how long the street, is it 240 feet? You had said, I found
was
out
guessing.
yesterday.
I was guessing.
I found out yesterday, I thought we were dealing with a servitude, and yesterday I was told it was Bailey, it's a continuation of Bailey Street. So you don't know how long we're talking about?
And when I said
And so we have to
200,
get a survey before we can get an appraisal. We have to know how big of a piece of property we're talking about. So how are you going to do this, a survey? You're going to survey the whole piece of property, then you're going to have to offer pieces to each of the property owners of the houses that the property is behind.
agreed.
Now, I see on this map that they have the drone went over. They got some people already built some garages on the survey, on the
Well,
servitude, on
but
that
it's
property.
hard to tell what's the servitude.
Well, that's why I say, I don't know if that's it.
Yeah.
Is that the servitude there, you know?
It would appear to be, but,
I mean, not servitude, the street.
yeah, but,
We got to get the survey.
We got to get the survey.
Yeah.
You're right, we
yeah,
got the
we need a
survey.
survey. But as the mayor said, if we get the survey, then and we got the process down, it'll be a simple matter to offer these properties to the existing property owners. And if they buy it, fine.
And if the property owner doesn't purchase the property behind them, the neighbor next door could purchase that property behind them.
And they still need, and Mayor, to your point, I think the law is these folks need to maintain that property. I maintain Jefferson Parish property on Riverside, and I maintain parish property in front of my house.
And I agree,
Yeah.
but the issue was like, so the parish is also becoming trying to get out of the land ownership business. Like, for instance, the parish owns Pedro's Ditch. The parish owns the entire servitude along the Generis Canal, but the parish has also informed us that they'll no longer be maintaining that
Well,
property. So what we're trying to do is tell the neighbors, like, no different. I have a servitude in my yard as well, a drainage servitude. Hey, extend your fence, you get to add 20 feet of your yard, it's your servitude, but keep it up, you get a bigger yard. To me, it's a no-brainer, but, because, I mean, I actually sold on one side of the street to move to the extra street over so I can have the servitude. And I got Palmer Ditch in my backyard. And so, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer, but,
yeah.
and I don't like being in a property ownership business anyway, it just makes us
So
harder for our maintenance
one other
department.
question, if we can do it tonight, is who's going to be the team captain to,
Scott and I will be co-captains.
co-captain?
Co-chairs?
You didn't know that, huh?
You didn't really step forward, everybody else stepped back. Thank you, sir, for volunteering.
Okay, so we have a motion to defer on 2025-15 by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Chatelain. All in favor?
Yeah.
And
Mr.
we
Mayor,
also-
move to amend agenda to add new business number 6, to set a special council meeting at November 3rd, 2025.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbill to set new business number 6,
Time,
2025 on November 3rd, 6:30.
6:30.
We have a second by Councilman Chatelain. We'll open for public hearing. Any,
No.
no. No one coming forward. We'll close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas. All right, Madam Clerk, reset the agenda, please.
Give us one.
November 3rd, 6:30. Madam Clerk?
Okay. We have one ordinance for introduction that was just added. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Ricks, ordinance number 2025-16, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1923 to reduce the setback requirement from 45 feet to 40 feet and to otherwise provide with respect thereto. Old business, we have none. New business number 1, Todd Turnion, Finance Director with monthly financials.
Good evening, council, mayor. Just the update from the finance team. We've been working hard. We've got the books closed through September, or substantially closed. We're still finalizing review, but I've already reviewed several drafts of the revenue and expense report and the balance sheet accounts as of September 30. So I think the city clerk should have emailed this report to you today. Again, this is through September 30 for your review. We also have a draft that I have not looked at yet, but I've prepared a draft and an update of the budget projections through the end of the year so that we can work with the mayor and other department heads to propose some amendments before the end of the year. So I know that the police chief and I will work to meet over the coming weeks, and I'll reach out to the fire chief tomorrow. I know he typically has a spreadsheet that he tracks his costs on and gives us feedback. So that's all I had from the finance team. I'm happy to answer any other questions.
First, I'd like to congratulate you on closing September. That's a major improvement in timeliness. So thank you, and the folks in your department.
Appreciate that. It's also the folks in City Hall as well that have
Yeah, I
helped.
mean, I know it's a team effort.
Improve
but
this
it's
effort.
appreciated,
Yep.
recognized, and appreciated. The only other question I'd have is, as far as the revised end-of-year budget, is there an estimate you can give us of when you might have that?
Well, I'll need to meet with the mayor, schedule a meeting with the police chief, and reach out to the fire chief. So I would expect it would be early November. The city clerk and I talked this evening. We will chat again tomorrow on a proposed timeline for special budget meetings so that we can approve the budget before the end of the year.
Well, as you get a clearer picture on it, if you could just email us.
Yes,
let
sir.
us know.
No, we'll certainly keep
Thank you.
you and
Thank you very
the
much.
council members informed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
New business number 2, a letter from Judith Roman on behalf of St. Rita requesting assistance in planning the annual Feast of Christ the King procession. The procession is scheduled for Sunday, November 23rd, 2025, after the 11:30 a.m. Mass. In the past, the city of Harahan has been most gracious to provide barricades and/or a police escort as we process around the route. I respectfully request the inclusion of this event on the city council agenda to obtain the necessary approvals. Thank you for your continued support of our parish.
Okay, anyone want to speak on new business number 2? No one coming forward. We'll close public hearing. Council discussion.
Move to approve, subject to Harahan Police Department.
Yep.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbell, second by Councilman Ricks to approve new business number 2 due to consideration of police approval as well. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk?
New business number 3, Paul Jouet, on behalf of St. Rita Parish, respectfully requests permission to sell beer and wine at their upcoming event, the Harahan Music Festival. This event will take place on December 6th, 2025, from 12 noon to 6 p.m. It will be held on the premises of St. Rita, and all proceeds will benefit the St. Rita Food Pantry. This festival is a collaborative effort involving St. Rita Parish, the St. Rita Food Pantry, the St. Rita Dads Club, and the St. Rita Knights of Columbus Council 3854.
Anyone want to speak on new business number 3? Please come to the podium. No one coming forward. We'll close public hearing. Council discussion.
Is this a new event?
This is the Harahan Music Festival. They're moving it to the grounds at St. Rita.
Oh, okay.
But in the same note, they're asking to sell alcohol, so they're gonna get to the police department, and the police department's gonna have to determine how many police details they're gonna need.
If they don't sell the wine and beer, you may not have to have police detail because it's on private property. But if they're selling beer and wine, they'll have to have it.
Okay.
Move to approve, subject to Police Department detail.
All right, we have a motion by Councilman Asbell,
Second.
second by Councilman Ricks to approve new business number 3, subject to alcohol and alcohol permission with detail from the HPD. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk?
Okay, new business number 4, 2026 council meeting dates.
Can we just keep the same third Thursdays?
Council, I would call to your attention the February meeting. The February meeting would normally fall on February 19th. Mardi Gras is February 17th. I would suggest we push it back a week to the 26th of February.
So you still gonna be hungover, is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe.
I won't be in town.
So we're moving the February 19th meeting
So it's
to
February
To
26th.
the 26th,
I second it.
Okay. Is that it?
that's it.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbell to approve only one change of the third Thursday of each month in February from the 19th to the 26th. We have a second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk?
Okay, new business number 5, 2026 holidays.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Council, I would, the only thing I'd ask you to consider is July 3rd, where it says Independence Day observed. Since the holiday is already on Saturday and the day is off, I would ask that we remove the July 3rd holiday, because it's my understanding that police and fire would incur overtime on both of those for both the observed and the actual holiday.
I'm good.
And that can
Wait.
cut,
Say again, please.
it's my understanding that police and fire.
No, stop
Oh.
moving.
I'm fine with the whole holiday calendar, same calendar we had this year. But July 3rd is represented as an Independence Day observed because Independence Day is on Saturday. I would recommend, for cost purposes, that we
We don't
take
wanna incur the overtime.
July 3rd off and just celebrate the holiday when it's celebrated
Yeah,
on Saturday.
Am I missing something? Do I have a list of the holidays? Do we have?
It was in your packet.
Right behind there, keep going, right there. You passed it up.
That's one page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one motion by Councilman Asbell to change July 3rd as a recognized day of work, instead removed from the holiday schedule. And the holiday schedule approved as stated by Councilman Asbell,
You mean
second by
take the
Councilman
holiday away
Buddy.
from the employees,
Yes, sir.
but they work that day?
Yes, sir.
All right, all in favor?
Yay.
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 Nay.
That's 4 yeas, 1 nay. Madam Clerk? That was the overall vote with the holiday being removed.
So you're taking it away?
Yes.
So we're moving on, new business number 6, set the special council meeting for November 3rd at 6:30 PM.
Okay. Anybody for or against speaking, coming to the podium about the special meeting for new business number 6 on November 3rd at 6:30? No one coming forward, we'll close public hearing. All in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 yeas, 0 nays.
And waive notice.
Waive notice. Madam Clerk.
Address the council.
Okay, anyone like to address the council? Please state your name and address at the podium.
I think that we just have to post notice, yeah.
Spike Kiddock, 43 Berkeley, here about the Harahan Senior Center. Want to let y'all know everything's going fine. And that's about it. Everybody's happy. Again, next Friday, Free Food Fund Friday, y'all all invited. You invited. And it's also going to be our Halloween party. So you can come with a costume.
I wear one every week.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Good.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
Barbara Harney, 164 Glenwood Avenue. I have a couple of questions. I saw where Harahan is not going to get the new FEMA discount on flood insurance. How come? We're just as good as Jefferson Parish. Why didn't Harahan didn't get it? I know we're incorporated, so they didn't include us in their report. So why didn't we get it?
I'll answer. So we're in a process right now, going through the process to get it done.
Yes, that's what I need to hear, the checkoff list or whatever. Okay. The next,
So we used to be included with the parish.
I know.
They changed it years ago to where we have to do our own. And I'll be perfectly honest, with COVID and all, it got overlooked through the city, but it's
Yeah.
being addressed now.
yeah, I'd appreciate a discount on my flood insurance. It's like almost 1,000 now, and it'll probably go higher if we don't get it.
But I will reiterate, you know, they talk about Jefferson Parish got a 35% reduction. Jefferson Parish already had a reduction. So I mean, a lot of people in Jefferson Parish are gonna be a little upset because they acting like they're getting another 35% off.
No, they're not. It's
They're
more
getting
like
another
what-
10% off.
Okay, anything helps.
Anything helps, agree?
Okay. The next thing I want to ask is, we just had a new roof put on the senior center. Why are we now taking bids for another roof, and who's going to pay for it?
It's a grant.
Yay, okay, all right.
For
That sounds
Fortified?
good. So it's not going to
It's a
cost the
grant through
citizens
retro-
anything,
Fortified.
right?
And we're gonna go with fortified as well, but it's a grant for the, what happened was when we put the roof on the senior center was right after Ida, and we needed to get a roof on it as quick as we possibly could. And of course, you know, putting a quick roof on ain't always the best roof. And so we have a grant through Wind Retrofit, and so that actually is, went out to, when?
It's out to bid now.
It's out to bid right now.
Good.
How about
I
you?
need a fortified roof, and they won't give it to me because I live in Harahan. I'm not on the
No, you're not, that's not true.
coastline.
That's not true.
Not
I
true.
Well,
got
I
mine.
applied for it.
I
I'm on the
applied 4
list.
times, I got it.
It's a lot.
Well, they said I didn't have to apply again because I was already on the list. I'm
If you
ready
applied the
now.
first 2 times and not the third time, you had to reapply. If you applied the third time, you're automatically on the list.
Okay, I'm going to apply now.
Apply again.
So,
Okay.
Mayor,
I tell
what is
everybody,
the,
keep applying.
What are the grant details on the fortified roof?
Oh, they don't cover it all. You have to come up with
No.
some of it yourself.
Well,
Yeah, it's just.
Different program.
Yeah, this is Wind Retrofit. I don't have the, what's the match on that?
I thought we already did the match, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You still have to come up with like $5,000 or something, but it's
This is
worth it.
different.
This is
This is
program.
different.
This is a whole
The
different
thing
program.
for your residential house, you know, if you get approved, the state will give you up to $10,000.
Oh, yeah, and then somebody else gives you 5 more.
And then the parish will give you another 5.
That's awesome. I want a new roof.
Me too.
Thank you.
So,
I'll get you all the detail. I don't know the match on this one, but we'll get you the
yeah, I
details.
mean, and I'm glad we're gonna get a fortified roof,
Yeah, and it'll decrease the insurance on the building as well, so.
we hope. And,
This was before us.
you know, the concern I have again going forward with is the matches. That there is a question of how we're gonna make the matches that we're juggling right now.
Well, again, so to ease your mind a little bit on the match, the sewer project is, it's gonna be spread out over plenty of time. And, the sewer fund has been done very well. And, and also too, I don't know, I think we had spoken that we work with Office of Community Development, and for somehow or another, no matter what we submitted through them, we actually won a grant for $205,000, and no matter what we submitted, and for some odd reason, the criteria couldn't meet the 205. So over years of just working back and forth with them, we just met with them, Carrie and I met with them, the city clerk and I met with them, I think, a week ago, and they've come to the realization that the criteria is so stringent that little to no one can meet it. And so they're actually now reviewing the criteria that we submitted initially, and it looks very promising that we're gonna get that 205 back. So that's another 205,000 that we'll be able to use in a
Go
matching
back
fund.
into the capital fund?
It'll go back into the sewer fund, which the sewer fund still owes the capital fund 400. But by the time, I'm hoping if all goes well, at the end of this year, I'll have the sewer fund in the black and self-funded, even hitting all matches.
Yeah, but Todd, if the capital fund's repaid, that doesn't provide more money available from the capital fund analysis, does it?
Well, let me jump in. This would, because we've already paid this bill. So this is already a bill that's been signed, sealed, and delivered. So this is money coming in to actually
So
reimburse us.
It came out of the capital fund already?
It did, so it was part of it was part of how we got into that 800. And that was the control panels that we put on all of and believe it or not, the argument was simply over, they
No, we
wanted
got
to.
into the 800 because we were left with that 6.5 years ago.
Right.
We
Well-
started out with the city being owed 800,000
Yeah.
by the sewer fund.
Right, it was still paid, it was paid out of capital, but we've kind of settled all of those numbers out, so it will come back as a plus.
Todd, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say.
I'm just
I
not as
can-
eloquent as Todd, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not eloquent. But I can take a look, Mr. Buddy, and
Please.
work with the mayor and the city clerk.
Yeah, and
I
let
can
us know, and
get that
and
answer
hopefully
for you.
that helps.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money
Yeah.
to close that deficit
Yeah.
in projected match availability. That'd be great news.
Yeah, I'd be really, I'm excited, I made a commitment to you to get that sewer fund back in the black, and you've helped me with that, and so, I feel real promising and great that we will. And then still, and over time, continue to have that
It'll be
matching
less of a
fund.
drag on the capital fund, because, we contribute, what, $400,000 plus
Yes, sir.
a year to the capital fund, but that's for everything. And if the sewer fund can carry its own weight going forward, that's a
More.
big relief for the general fund and
Yes,
the
sir.
capital fund.
You got it, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I knew he could explain it better than I could.
Address the council still open.
Hello, Carol Barker LaGreco, 101 West Imperial, Harahan, Louisiana 70123. I'm here to ask a couple of questions. One is about the Soniat Playground. I think it was the last meeting, it was addressed that we received a letter from FEMA and we were denied the funding for the playground, the reimbursement, and I'd like an update on that.
I'm not sure.
It was like 900 and something thousand dollars, and,
No, it was not,
It was
it
just FEMA in general.
okay, FEMA in general. So,
wasn't denied, it was just we spent more than we got refunded back.
okay, so how much is that, and can you explain that to me?
So, I don't have all the numbers in front of me, it was a,
We'll have that ready for one of the budget meetings.
Some of the money that was spent was reallocated to us from insurance funds. So FEMA's not gonna double dip and pay us money that we
Correct.
receive from insurance funds. I don't know the exact numbers for you.
Okay, but are we in the hole, or are we clean slate?
we're not in the hole.
Okay. Because when that information came out, when y'all were talking about the meeting, it said that we were denied, like,
Yeah, it was
900.
just,
Because we applied for it.
wrong word used.
Well, wait, the FEMA fund has a negative balance that we had no plan to figure that out. The fund's in a negative balance, meaning that we spent more out of the fund than we took in. And that has to be made up somehow. So the FEMA fund, which was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a accounting of all the monies the city spent over 2 or 3 hurricanes in the last 6 years. less all the money from FEMA recovered. FEMA doesn't pay 100% of anything. Well, I think the first few days of an event, they pay 100%.
Some of that money, though, we got allocated back to us from insurance.
Right, now, and my comment to roll into that is if we set insurance proceeds into a capital fund, so if we didn't get it back, because then that insurance money needs to go to pay those bills. If there was insurance money to pay a bill, and we applied to FEMA for it, we spent the money, the city, the general fund, and we didn't get the money from FEMA, then the insurance funds are
Would
for
pay the bill.
that claim. So Todd, I don't know if we can figure out what that might be, but we may be able to recover some money that's already in the capital fund, but now it's allocated to a purpose. Maybe able to put it into the unallocated portion, so we can cover some other things with it. Because that, the purpose of receiving insurance funds is to make a repair.
Correct.
Got it.
So
Okay.
Todd, that's a big project, or?
The way Todd.
Well, y'all keep talking. I would like to ask the question about the employee for the city of Harahan who was allowed to resign instead of being terminated for fraudulently signing signatures on a permit application, and there were some other issues there. And why has it not been prosecuted? And is it being prosecuted and we don't know about it? I've brought it to the attention of, and I may have the wrong email address, but I sent it to the police department and I sent it to the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's Department. And the Louisiana Legislative Auditor's Department passed it on to the IG and a couple of other departments. And I'd like to find out what's going on with that, because it's not okay for people to fraudulently sign on a official government document other people's names. This is not correct. And there's a problem with that. And I'd like to find out what's going on, because we need to get to the bottom of this. And just because you're allowed to resign, and I know there were some other issues, and I don't want to bring it up publicly, but we all know that, there were other issues there. And I think that this needs to be dealt with the city of Harahan. And also, the property at 1604 Hickory, that property is still being built, and it is not in compliance. And I don't care what anybody says, but it has not been reduced in size, and the parking lot has not been increased. And I keep asking, somebody come show me. Take me to the property, ask Anthony, one of y'all come and show me and prove to me that it is now in compliance, because it is not. Thank you.
Let me go back to the $950,000. The way it was reported when
Ms.
we were
Porter,
at the
you want to
council.
close the address to council?
I'm sorry.
You want to close the address to council?
Because I'm just addressing her, what she asked about the
I said, you want to close the
$950,000.
address to council first, and then?
I want to answer her question
Okay,
first. This is
okay.
still addressed to council. But the $950,000, I mentioned about at the meeting. The reason why I said it is because we were reported, Todd had mentioned to the mayor that $950,000 was rejected by FEMA. And I had mentioned, you didn't say that, Todd?
No.
How'd you
No,
say
Just to
it?
be clear, it's not
How'd you
rejected
say
by
it?
No,
Declined?
no, the FEMA fund, so several years ago, when Ida came up, we finally, after all the storms, the city set up a separate fund to track the disaster-related expenses, okay? That fund, since Ida in the last 4 or 5 years, has multiple millions of dollars of costs and millions of dollars of reimbursements. The delta, the expenses are greater than the revenues by about $950,000, okay, that the city spent on FEMA-related disaster recovery, things like that, that we have not, that the costs were just greater than the reimbursements. FEMA did not deny, and there is no letter that FEMA denied certain amounts. The expenses are greater than the revenues for a few reasons, as I mentioned in the prior meetings.
Okay.
Some of the grants do have a 10% match. So FEMA paid us 90%, we paid $100, FEMA paid us 90. So that's some of the delta. There are some items that, as Councilman Eric Chatelain mentioned, that FEMA, where we submitted 50,000 of reimbursements to FEMA, I think for uniforms damaged in the hurricane, okay? FEMA reduced it by 40, around 40,000, and paid us 8 or 10,000. And the 40 was due to the insurance funds that we received on those lost uniforms, damaged uniforms. And then there's others where we purchased some equipment that FEMA depreciated. I don't know the process for how FEMA works and how FEMA determined that.
Nobody
But-
does.
Right.
What was
But
that,
we-
sir?
Not even FEMA.
But we bought a new piece of equipment. I don't remember how much, it was 50,000, 40,000, and FEMA paid us half because they air quotes, depreciated it. Okay, so that's 3 examples. We are working on a tie-out reconciliation of all the millions of dollars spent over the last several years related to FEMA, so we can answer this question. I know Mr. Buddy's asked. So we're working on it.
Is
but-
it, is it just a, I don't want to say a technicality, but we applied for things. FEMA didn't deny them, they just approved what they thought was appropriate. Is that a fair statement? And I'm not, that's not a negative question, and it's not a negative comment, your answer.
I guess I'll have to go back and look at the documents, Mr. Buddy. I just don't know the exact wording like that FEMA uses
Yeah.
for the
But
deductions.
in a
or
practical
the-
sense, we were aggressive in trying to recover as much as we could, so we applied, I would hope, and FEMA just approved what they thought was appropriate and under the federal
Correct.
acquisition rules.
Correct.
And
Or FEMA.
depreciated certain things, and
Yeah.
it took out for
Correct.
insurance.
Correct.
So is it a denial?
Well,
No.
and
but-
there's also, I mean, not to continue this, but there's also certain costs that we charge to FEMA related to overtime by the police department and the fire department right after, in the first, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Some of those items, FEMA pays like a fixed rate. So there's a difference between what our actual cost was on some of those items versus what FEMA reimbursed.
Yeah.
So there's a number of different reasons
Right.
that explain why the fund may have a negative balance.
But it currently adds up to a negative 900,000.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I appreciate what you're telling me, because when I asked the question after it was said that FEMA rejected $950,000, I asked the mayor what happened, the mayor couldn't give me an answer. But you did your homework and you got the answer. So I
That's-
appreciate the answer.
And
I
we
just,
have
that's why,
Additional work to do,
right, that's good.
but
You-
those are
You
multiple
responded, it
examples.
took you a while to get
Correct.
the answer, but then
Yes.
when I asked you today, what you said that, you couldn't give a response, but you did your homework and you got the response to me. Thank you.
All right,
Close it.
all right, we'll now close the rest of council. Madam Clerk?
Secretary's report for September 2025, total revenues, 400.
Answer on the forgery that's not being prosecuted.
You're right. I'll answer you. That's an employment issue, and we're not allowed to discuss personnel topics up here.
All right. Madam
Okay.
Clerk, Secretary's report?
Secretary's report for September 2025, total revenues, $488,105.20. Reports.
Chief Laprie?
All right. Couple of things real quick. Want to say that we had a very successful night out against crime. We probably had over 400 Harahan residents and all came out and participated in that event. Want to thank Sheriff Joe Lapinto landing the helicopter on the field. The kids absolutely loved seeing the helicopter land and take off, and it was really a special event.
So do the
keep-
adults.
Huh?
So do the adults.
So did the adults. So it was a successful event. I do want to recognize some folks that did donate to help us put on. As we know, budgets are tight, and there's not a whole lot of funds in the budget. There's nothing in the budget for this event. But I want to thank some of our businesses and residents. I want to thank Wood Materials, Dura Heavy Construction, Harahan Body Auto, Oasis Car Wash, the Season Boutique, and Lamarck Ford, and former Chief Tim Walker all donated monetary value to help us put that event on. We really appreciate their commitment to helping have the event put on. I'd like to recognize some of our citizens and restaurants. Caz's Restaurant, Pat McDaniel's, Pat Peppo, Alan West. I want to thank Crazy Johnny's and Sophie's Restaurants for participating, Miss Marilyn Schaefer's, and I would like to thank Eric Chatelain. I made some blueberry pies. We don't have any left, and I didn't even get one.
I didn't get one either, just saying.
But,
300 gone.
yeah, well, we had over 300 hamburgers, and I want to thank Dave with the bounce houses for providing that. He donated those bounce houses to us. So it was a successful event with the help of the public and our contributors that helped put this on. We can't thank them enough for what they do to help us have this special event, because without them, I don't know if we'd be able to put it on the way we have. Next, I'd like to let everybody know that Halloween is coming up in a couple weeks. It's going to be on a Friday night. If we have good weather, there's no telling how many people we're going to have in the Imperial Woods subdivision. We will be putting out on the app some street closures. We're going to be shutting down Imperial Woods to be a one-way from Jeff Highway to the river. We're going to be blocking off West Imperial, and we're going to try to secure the whole area. Last year, there was probably 3,500, 4,000 people in the streets. They had just as many people on West Imperial that they had on Dozier. So we do want to thank LCMC and Acadian Ambulance. They will be providing ambulance service out on in the area. We're going to have 2 lost and found stations and EMS stations. One's going to be at West Imperial and Jeff Highway. The other one will be at Dozier and Imperial Woods. I mean, Dozier and O'Neill, I'm sorry. I would ask the parents, keep an eye on your children when they're out. If you can, put their name, address, a phone number in their pocket in case they get separated from you. We'll be able to identify where they belong and reach to the parents as soon as possible. So we do want everybody to respect everybody's property. Coming out, we are working on getting some portalettes put on West Imperial and Dozier again. Please use those facilities and don't abuse the residents' property. If a resident has their lights out just past their house, don't destroy anybody's property. We want everybody to come out and have a good time, but we also want to make sure everybody has a safe and respects everybody's property. If you don't have the app, I ask you to download that app. We sent out a notice this afternoon. We just got notified yesterday. They're going to be resurfacing Colonial from Riverside to Jefferson Highway. That work is going to be starting, I believe, on the 20th. It'll run through November 7th. So they're going to resurface the whole area on that street. So residents will be allowed to get to their property. We just ask that you be careful driving. At 3 o'clock, the work's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 o'clock daily until the work's completed. At 3 o'clock, they will open the street back up, but you'll have loose gravel and also just be very careful driving those areas. So let's see. I think that's it. The Christmas parade, now that we've finished with Night Out, we're going to start working on the Christmas parade. If somebody wants to participate and be a part of the Christmas parade, you can contact Kathleen at our office, 504-737-4800. She'll take your name and your group, and she'll provide you with what you need to provide to us. Last year, the parade got almost 2 miles long. It was just as long as the route. So we want everybody to participate, but like I say, we're going to be putting out information. You have to get that information back to us by a certain date, and Kathleen will have that date, because we can't just have 20, 30 groups showing up at the start line on the day of the parade and we don't even know you're coming out. So we want everybody to participate, but you got to cooperate with us, because it's we have to plan and have enough personnel at the beginning of the route. We have to have special channels for the officers working. We have other agencies coming in to work with us. For Halloween night, we have the constables' offices are coming, the levy district's coming. We have some folks from other agencies that are coming in to help us secure it and have a safe night. Again, there's no budget, no money in that budget. That is not a Harahan Police Department event. It's not a city event, but we provide the security for it, and it's just grown over the last few years. So with that being said, I always got to put it in for the budget. So we need money. But anyway, that's it.
Thank you,
I'd
Chief.
like to comment, I'm sorry. The night out against crime was, excuse me, right up there with the best we've ever had. Extremely well attended. Everybody had a great time. You did a good job on the weather also, holding the rain off, so.
Well, we got everything. The helicopter had to leave about 15 minutes early to get ahead of that weather, but the good Lord took care of us, and everybody got home safe.
But
And then
it was a
started
great
opening up.
event. If it wasn't the best we've ever had, it ranks right up there with them, so
We
thank you.
appreciate it. And like I say, it was a group effort. I got to thank the guys, Lieutenant Jovanovich, and the officers that helped put it together. And I want to thank Gary at City Maintenance. They were out there early on helping put it up and get it all in place. So we had over 300 hamburgers that were all gone. Lucky Dogs came out, and I think he had 250 hot dogs. They were all gone. We had very little food, if any, left. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Councilman Asbell?
Thank you. Just a quick update. Want to thank our partners at Pelican Playground. We had our community build this weekend over at Royal Land Playground. Really turned out to be a great project. We're almost there on it. Super excited for it. If you haven't passed by, go pass by. We're going to have an official ribbon cutting and dedication ceremony at some point in mid-November. We'll invite all the neighbors for a nice play date. But we've got over $750,000 in labor and equipment out there that the city so far has spent less than $100,000 on. Don't have the exact numbers yet. We have the first ever lap-set Sona interactive arch out there first in Louisiana, Mississippi to have it. So that's exciting. And thank all the councilmen for their efforts to help out with the project. Councilman Chatelain's donated a bunch of labor with his guys at Chatelain Services. Of course, the mayor and Miss Monica were out there helping. Councilman Riggs for putting some signs up for us to let them know that the playground's coming. Councilman Buddy coming out and even turning a couple of wrenches himself and providing some rakes and stuff. Big thank you to the city maintenance team. They worked for almost a week straight, prepping the site, getting things ready to make sure we were ready to build. So thank everyone again. It's super exciting for my family who grew up in the area, and also all the families there that, look, I drove by today, we're getting slow drive-bys, people looking excited to get out there. So super excited about it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Councilman Buddy?
No report, but I would like to say that playground is world-class. There's nothing better in the area, and I understand there's bigger and better coming for Soniat Playground, so, thank you.
Councilman Chatelain?
Guys, as we're talking about the playground, I will say, and he doesn't want to take the credit, this playground would not happen without Councilman Asbill. He 100% took lead on this thing here, worked with the groups, the organizations to make this happen, and he's still working on it. As he said, the maintenance team did an awesome job. They still out there every day doing something. Every time we turn around, we need something else from them. Some of the John Curtis baseball team came out, gave us a big help, spreading mulch, hammering down stakes for the border.
Although I saw them hammering those stakes, I'm a little worried about their baseball season next year.
But they did an excellent job, and we appreciate everybody who gives back. I'll be honest, I don't think we advertised it for a whole bunch of people. We did have a bunch of equipment and stuff out there. So I would love, and we will advertise as we do the opening. It's just if we'd had too many people and we try to keep the younger ones away because too much equipment, we didn't want to see someone get hurt. As he said, I had some of my guys help put this sonar, I don't even know what it is still, but we put it together, it dances, it sings, it makes music and lights and everything else, and we can't wait to get the turf in and have the young ones out there, and as he said, we will have something out there for the neighbors, and I hope everyone joins us. As Chief said, Halloween's gonna be big. You know, we just need everybody to use common sense, you know,
And behave.
and I'll tell you, I mean, these young kids nowadays, they need to watch what they're doing. Social media, video cameras, you know, everybody, I mean, everything's being recorded. So, I mean, if you're gonna do it, just know it's being watched, you know, and if you do it, you're gonna get caught, you know. You're gonna have a lot of young people in neighborhoods around a lot of nice houses, and, you know, people spend a lot of money in their lawns, their gardens, you know, their cars. They're not looking for people brushing up against them, trampling through their gardens, using the bathroom on the side of their houses, you know, and when we get the videos, the police will take it to the fullest extent. I mean, people spend too much money, and, you know, so parents, just have a talk with your kids. I mean, I'm sure the kids aren't watching this council meeting. It's kind of boring, but, I mean, if you're watching it, have a talk with these kids, have a talk with your neighbors, make sure they talk to their kids, because the Harahan police we're not going to stop. I mean, Jefferson Parish Police, you know, it doesn't stop. I mean, we had a shooting yesterday on the West Bank. I mean, the Jefferson Parish Police aren't going to stop, and the Harahan Police are the same way. I mean, if you do it, they're coming after you. We'll have fire out there. I mean, I'm sure fire will be out there patrolling, you know, Imperial Woods. They'll have paramedics. The police chief will have plenty of police officers. So all I could say is be careful what you're doing. Everybody needs to watch where they're going. The roads will be closed. They're going to be strict on it. I mean, it's a safety issue. So I look forward to seeing people out there. I'll be late. We do have football games, high school football games that night. So people will be coming in later that night, and they're going to have to park on the highway or something. It's not going to happen. I do St. Rita will have parking. I think the Dads Club's doing paid parking in the field, which would be great. Chief saying right here, right now, no golf carts. They're not going to be allowed. No motorized bicycles, scooters, any of that. You're going to be stopped, you know. And I mean, I'm sure they're going to stop you once. The second time, they're probably going to take it. You're going to get it brought into the police station. You want it back, pay a fee, come get it back. So parents, tell your kids to leave their scooters home. Thank you.
On the parking for the Dad's Club at St. Rita, we're asking they're going to have the entrance into that parking area coming in off of Raven and not off of West Imperial, so we don't back up West Imperial. Because West Imperial will be the drop-off point for people dropping people off. So if you want to pay to park, come in on the Raven Street side.
Chief, I will ask you, I know sometimes you bring in some extra lighting for security. If you're going to do that, I mean,
Yeah, I've gotten 6 generator light towers from the Jefferson EOC that's been brought in. We have several of them. We've been granted through the UASC grant. We have 2 coming for our own, but they haven't been here yet. We only have the 1 still, but we'll have the Jefferson Highway will be lit up. We'll have officers there trying to help people cross. We'll have a couple of our high water vehicles with the lights on, visibility. We'll try to light up the whole Jefferson Highway area there. But last year, we had people parked in front of the Blake.
When it gets hectic, I think you try to shut it down to 1 lane.
Right.
Make it easy to
Yes.
cross.
Slowing down, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Johnston?
No report.
Councilman Riggs?
I would just like to say congratulations, Chief, on that night out against crime. And Jason, thank you so much for putting all that together. And I think one thing I'd like to say is we've done some incredible things in this tenure as a council and as a city. I mean, we've done some really unbelievable things in these last few years. And I look forward to continuing that. But I would say it's funny. So I sponsor Junior Achievement in New Orleans, and we're in their Biz Town, which I will say, if anybody's had the opportunity to see it, it's absolutely amazing. Kids are learning how to do business. So, but one of the things today was I took a picture with all the kids in my store, and they had to check the list to see who was on the non-social media list. So apparently, there's a new thing where you can request that your children are not subject to social media in a educational environment, which I thought was pretty interesting. But it's just funny you said that. But anyway, I love doing this. I love giving back, and I love seeing the great things we got going on. That's all. Have a great night.
Okay, I just want to say, be safe, happy Halloween. Let's make it a fun night. Madam Clerk?
Oh, Lord. Pay bills. Bills paid in September 2025, total expenditures $375,092.29. No executive session, adjourn.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Chatelain to adjourn. All in favor?
Yeah.
We are adjourned.